Terrorism, 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 terrorist, war on terror, Al-Qaeda, terrorism, 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 private property, terrorism, terrorist, Al-Qaeda, Abdullah Muhammad Al-Qaeda. Thank you. Terrorism, 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 terrorist, terrorist, war on terror, Bush, Al-Qaeda, Iraq, inside job, Al-Qaeda, security forces, private property, Al-Qaeda, 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 terrorism, terrorism, war on terror, Al-Qaeda. Thank you.
Die Geschwindigkeit des zweiten Flugzeugs, welches in ungefähr 700 Fuß Höhe den Südturm getroffen haben soll, konnte anhand der Videos berechnet werden. Hier sind einige offizielle Schätzungen. In Meilen pro Stunde. Aus diesen 5 Werten ergibt sich ein Mittelwert von 560 Meilen pro Stunde, was knapp über der normalen Reisegeschwindigkeit einer Boeing 767 liegt. Diese hohe Geschwindigkeit kann allerdings nur in über 30.000 Fuß Höhe erreicht werden. Nicht aber in 700 Fuß Höhe.
Hi, Miss Hazard?
Yes.
Hi, my name's Jeffrey Hill. Well, the question is, I think it's probably a rather simple one, it has to do with the maximum speed of a 767-200 at 700 feet altitude.
Oh, boy.
Like, I looked all over the internet and everything, and I couldn't find anything about it.
Here. For a 200?
Pardon me?
For a 200?
Yeah, 767-200, yeah.
Yeah, you're right, we don't have much on this.
Like, I had asked some people, and they assumed it would be about 250 miles an hour or something.
That sounds pretty likely because at 35,000 feet it's 530 miles.
So there's no way that it could be going 500 miles an hour at 700 feet altitude then.
Not a chance. Not that fast. Typical cruise speed is 530.
Yeah. Well, I had talked to an aerospace engineer, and he said that there was no way that it could be a plane could go 500 miles an hour at 700 feet altitude.
Yeah, that would be like a rocket.
Mm-hmm. So the air's too thick or something. Or something to do with the engines or something.
I think you're safe to go with what this other fellow told you because I think there's a lot to what he said about how thin the air gets at higher altitudes, which is why we fly at higher altitudes.
Mm-hmm. I could just say that it wouldn't be able to, like that speed would be almost like, it would be impossible at that altitude, more or less.
Yeah.
Um es deutlich auszudrücken, die Geschwindigkeiten der sogenannten Flugzeuge, die am 11. September im Live-Fernsehen gezeigt wurden, sind physikalisch absolut unmöglich. Die Triebwerke wirken in der dichteren Luft am Boden wie Bremsen. Außerdem würden diese zerbrechlichen Airliner, könnten sie die gezeigten Geschwindigkeiten erreichen, durch die entstehenden Vibrationen innerhalb weniger Sekunden auseinanderbrechen. Das sähe dann in etwa folgendermaßen aus.
In the heart of this great city, we saw tragedy arrive on a quiet morning. September the 11th. September the 11th. September the 11th.
September 11th. September 11th. September 11th. September 11th. September 11th. September 11th.
September 11th. September 11th.
September 11th. September 11th.
September 11th. September 11th. September 11th. September 11th. September 11th. September 11th. September 11th. September 11th. September 11th. September 11th. September 11th. September 11th, 2001. Saddam Hussein. Saddam Hussein.
Saddam Hussein.
Saddam Hussein.
Saddam Hussein.
Saddam Saddam Saddam
Saddam.
Saddam 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 Saddam
Saddam.
Saddam Hussein.
War and danger. Continuing danger.
Hour of danger.
Very, very dangerous world.
A grave new threat.
Horrific acts of atrocities. Murderous regimes dedicating to killing us. Tyranny and terror. Slaughtered thousands.
Weapons of mass destruction.
Weapons of mass destruction. Weapons programs.
The deadliest of weapons.
Terrible weapons. Nuclear weapons.
Nuclear weapons.
poison gas,
torture chambers,
mass graves,
Deadly technologies.
radical ideology of hate,
terror of threats,
terror,
terror,
war on terrorism, war against terrorism,
Global war on terror.
global terrorism, 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 global terrorism,
Terrorism.
terrorism, terrorism,
terrorism,
terrorism, terrorism, terrorism, terrorism, terrorism.
the evil terrorists, 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 terrorists,
Terrorist, 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 terrorist.
terrorist,
Terrorists,
terrorists, terrorists,
terrorists, terrorists, terrorists, terrorists, terrorists, terrorists, terrorists, terrorists, terrorists, terrorists, terrorists, terrorists.